Books, they say, act as a bridge between misery and hope. If you take cognizance of this single line, it's a beautiful line with a very deep meaning. Books become even more important for all the candidates who are doing self-preparation. Rather, I think books are the survival kits for them. Hello everyone, my name is Anchit Garg. I am co-founder of EduTap, and in this video I am going to discuss about the books that can be used to cover the finance portion for RBI Grade B Phase 2 exam. And I will not only be telling you about the names of the books, rather along with the books I would also be telling you the chapter numbers in these books that you need to study to cover the syllabus for RBI Grade B Phase 2 exam. Right? So बहुत मोटी books होती हैं. You guys are not able to gauge what to study, what to leave. So in this video, I am going to detail out which chapters are important from all these books. Before I start, I would request you to subscribe to our YouTube channel in case you have not subscribed to, and you can join our Telegram channel for free content on daily basis. The link to join the Telegram channel is given in the description of this video. So before we proceed with the books, let us just discuss the syllabus in brief, because ultimately to cover this syllabus, I would be detailing you regarding the books. So the syllabus for RBI Grade B Finance portion is basically divided into three modules. Financial system, right? Financial system is the first one, then financial markets and general topics. Financial system is more about general banking, functions of RBI, financial institutions such as SIDBI, NABARD, EXIM, NHB, all that things. Financial markets basically is about the markets such as money markets, forex markets, equity markets, debt markets. All those markets needs to be studied in the second part of your syllabus. And the third part is a mixed one. As they say, general topics. There is no particular pattern to be seen between these topics. So they range from risk management to derivatives to inflation to monetary policy, fiscal policy, almost everything what they could include, they have included it here. Right? So this is about the syllabus. Now let's see what are the books. The first book that I'm going to recommend, guys, is Principles and Practices of Banking. This is the book. I hope you are able to see. बहुत मोटी book है, but don't worry, I'm going to tell you about the chapters that you need to study from here. First of all, do take the 5th edition. It is very important to read the recent books because data keeps on changing. Now this book is by Macmillan Publishers. You can easily find it on Amazon. And it is basically owned by Institute of Banking and Finance, the entity which is responsible for a lot of exams related to banking, like for the people who are already bank employees such as CAIB, JIB, other bank promotion exams. Right? So let me tell you what is to be studied from this book. So basically this is the syllabus which would be covered from this book, the one highlighted in yellow, and these are the chapters. So the first, and this book is divided into modules, module A, B, C. So in module A, if you study unit 1 and unit 2, Indian financial system, banking, regulation and functions of RBI. These are the first two units in module A of this book. If you can cover these two chapters in module A, basically you will be able to cover this part. राइट अब वो बाद में बात करेंगे क्या पूरा कवर हो जाएगा, आधा कवर होगा, ठीक है, उसके लिए मैं एंड में बात करूंगा आपसे. सो मॉड्यूल ए यूनिट 1 एंड यूनिट 2 विल हेल्प यू कवर फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस एंड रेगुलेशंस एंड रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया एंड इट्स फंक्शंस. राइट, देन मॉड्यूल ए यूनिट 4 and unit 5, if you see here, it is about money markets, forex markets, FEMA, functions of capital market and SEBI. So this will basically help you cover more or less for this part, your financial markets, right? Your forex, money, equity, bond, all will be covered through module A unit 4 and module A unit 5, right? I hope you are able to understand this, right? Next is module A unit 8, right? So we are within module A only, risk management, Basel 2 and Basel 3 laws, right? So this will basically help you cover this part, risk management, very important for your exam, and this is covered comprehensively here. I think in between these chapters, this is the chapter having the best coverage. Then module B, now we are moving on to the module B. If you see this book, you will be easily able to identify the modules. Module B unit 30 is on financial inclusion and financial literacy, and unit 24 is on self-help groups. right? So in module B, unit 30 and unit 24, financial inclusion, self-help groups, which basically help you to cover the financial inclusion part. Self-help groups is also part of financial inclusion, right? So this is what you can study selectively from this book, and this will help you cover the respective part of your syllabus that has been highlighted in the yellow here. I hope it is useful, right? And regarding the feedback for this book, I would say this is a good book in terms of that it can help you cover content very quickly. Very limited information is there, so if you have less time, I think this is a very good book. The drawback is that sometimes something is written assuming that you have a lot of background knowledge. So if you don't have, you might need to Google a lot, right? That's a disadvantage, but at the same time, if you want to cover something quickly, that becomes an advantage also. Now coming on to the second book, which is Bank Financial Management, right? This is the book, guys. Bank Financial Management. This is again a book by Macmillan Publishers, owned by Institute of Banking and Finance. This book, which I showed you earlier, was basically meant for JIIB exam, right? Anyways, it should not be of concern to you for which exams they are meant to, but still I'm telling you in case you're not able to find it on Amazon or some other website. This book is meant for exam by the name CAIIB, right? CAIIB is a senior exam to JIIB. So this is the book, right? I hope you are able to see, and this is the recent edition. With this cover, you can see here, this is the recent edition, right? Now what to read from this book? So again, this book is also divided into modules. So in module A, nothing to read. In module B, there are a lot of units. Unit 8, unit is nothing, unit is a chapter actually. Unit 8 to unit 15, that is chapter 8 to chapter 15, is basically related to risk management. All these chapters are related to risk management. These 5-6 chapters cover risk management in total depth, right? But you need to read little selectively, because at times it will become like, no, you will not be able to understand what they are saying. But otherwise, risk management is covered very beautifully here from unit 8 to unit 15. Then in module C, there is a unit 20, which is regarding derivatives products. So it can help you cover the derivatives part. So in this book, risk management and derivatives can be covered, right? If you read selectively, these chapters, no need to study the whole book again, I'm telling you, because this is again one of the most motive book, right? Okay, let's move ahead. Next book, oh my God, Bharti V Pathak, Indian Financial System. This is not a recent version. Recent version कोई और है इसका. I think it has a grey cover. तो आप recent version ही लीजिएगा in case you are still to buy it, because recent version will obviously have updated data. But the risk with these books is always that, no, I mean, suppose this book is written in June and by December some data changes, that would not be getting reflected here. But then that's the chance you need to take. But otherwise, it's a very beautiful book overall. But the relevance of this book with respect to RBI Grade B is very limited. Why I'm saying it is limited? Because this book talks in detail about the regulation in various spheres. Now, regulations are not as much in your exam, except the recent notifications which RBI would be coming out with. Apart from that, the old regulations, old notifications are not much asked in your exam. So from that perspective, the chapters I'm going to tell you, you can read those chapters, but again, read selectively within those chapters, because don't get trapped by reading too much details regarding the regulations, because they would never be asked in your exam. So what chapters to read, right? So in case you're still confused about the edition, this is the 4th edition, guys. This is the 4th edition. You can buy the 5th edition. Again, you will find it on Amazon. Now, which chapters to read? So first, chapter 4. Chapter 4 is money market, chapter 5 capital market, chapter 6 primary market, chapter 8 secondary market, then chapter 10 debt market, chapter 11 new financial instruments, right? So these 4 and these 2, right? This will basically help you to cover this part of your syllabus, and this is very, very important part of your syllabus. A lot of questions are asked from this every year. So these chapters again, right? 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 and 11, right? Even see here, it's mentioned about the instruments. So here you will get a lot of instruments which have been introduced over a period of time. So read these chapters. Then chapter 9 is about derivatives market, which will help you cover the derivatives part here, this one, right? And then moving on to chapter 13 and 12. Chapter 13 is on banking and non-banking institutions, and chapter 12 is on development of financial institutions. So chapter 13 and 12 will basically help you cover this part of your syllabus, this banking system in India and financial institutions such as SIDBI, Exim, NABARD, NHB. All these financial institutions might not be given, but whatever are given, at least you can study that, and rest you can Google, right? So that was about chapter 13 and 12. Then chapter 20 is related to factoring and forfeiting. Now where does this fit in? There is a topic called alternate sources of finance here. I hope you can see alternate sources of finance. Now there are a lot of alternate sources of finance: peer-to-peer lending, crowdsourcing, venture capitalists, and these are also the two alternate sources of finance, factoring and forfeiting. So a part of syllabus related to alternate sources of finance would get covered from chapter number 20 in this book. Then chapter 23 is related to financial inclusion and microfinance, right? So financial inclusion is also part of your syllabus. So this chapter will help you cover that. And chapter 24 is regarding financial regulation. So in chapter 24, they basically talk about the role of RBI and SEBI and what regulations do they make, in what areas regulations do they make. All that is talked about in detail. So that will basically help you cover this part, regulator of banks. Right, RBI and regulator of banks with respect to capital markets and all is SEBI. So that will also be covered here. So these are the chapters. Again, this book is very motive book, I would say. Do not read it cover to cover. If you want to read, cover these chapters only, and within these chapters, I am repeating again, do not go too much into the regulations related to various areas. Next, Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh. Very famous book. I think all of you must have read it by now who are preparing for RBI or who have prepared for UPSC. For UPSC aspirants, I think this is one of the one of the most common book that they start economics with. Now in this book, again, very big book, I would say, but I would talk about specific chapters in order to cover union budget, right? Fiscal policy and monetary policy. So basically, banking in India, chapter number 12, here you will read about monetary policy, and chapter 18, public financing, here you will read about fiscal policy. So do read these chapters, right? Very, very important. And regarding inflation also, there is one chapter in this book, right? I have forgotten to write the chapter number, but you will easily be able to find by the name inflation, right? And to understand inflation itself, and how inflation can be controlled, you need to study about monetary policy, right? Which is to be covered from chapter 12, banking in India. Here they have covered various banking institutions in India, Reserve Bank, and the main function of Reserve Bank monetary policy is discussed in detail here. Right, so that's about Ramesh Singh, and again it's a very big book. I'm not sure whether to read it end to end, but then I think if you have less time, do not waste time in reading this book cover to cover, because I think ESI portion for which you will be covering this book is more or less current oriented. Right, from finance perspective, these 2-3 chapters are required to be studied from this book, and that shall be sufficient. Okay, then numerical part. Now that's a big question mark in itself whether they will ask numerical or not. From last 2-3 years, obviously they are not asking much numerical, and I am assuming, and rather I am hoping and I'm wishing that the trend remains the same, right? It would be easy for candidates then. But in case you still want to do some numerical topics, you do not want to leave anything to chance, I think this is the best book, Financial Management by Dr. R.P. Rustagi. And these are the chapters that you can study from this book. Chapter number 3, Financial Statement and Analysis, where you will basically learn about income statement and balance sheet. Chapter number 4 is basically related to change in financial position, that is, you will also study about cash flow here. Then chapter number 6 is capital budgeting, right, which is NPV, IRR, all those techniques. In 2017, some questions were asked from that, but as I told you, in the last 2-3 years, not much numerical being asked. 7 is also on capital budgeting, 10th is on cost of capital, and 11th is on leverage analysis. So I think these chapters shall be sufficient if you want to cover the numerical part. Again, do take it on a lower priority. Do not start with this book. Only if you have covered the whole of your syllabus for finance and other things also which needs to be taken on priority, then only please go to this book. So that was about the books, guys. Now this is the book, right? In case you want to see a physical copy of that, Financial Management by B.V. Rustagi. This is again not the recent version, but in this book, it doesn't matter whether it's a recent version or not. I mean, numerical, the concepts of numerical are not going to change. Okay, this one. So that is about 4 books I want to tell you. I don't want to give you hell lot of books, right? Mota books, and then you are not able to cover them and then getting demotivated. So these 4 books cover these selected chapters, and apart from that, now what part of syllabus is left? This you will not find in any book, Impact of Global Financial Crisis of 2007-8. But if you search on RBI website, there are very good articles related to impact of global financial crisis. So you can do it from there. Right. Then international banking, again, I'm sorry, you will not be able to find it any generic book. But again, you can Google it. E-governance can be easily Googled, and you can cover this topic. Corporate governance in banking sector. Again, I think here in corporate governance in banking sector, you need to read the Banking Regulation Act and provisions in that Banking Regulation Act, which basically relates to corporate governance. That is the best way to cover this topic. You will not find this topic in detail in any book, right? And the next is fintech. Again, fintech is a hot topic. It is not being covered in a lot of books, but I think with time they will start covering it. But you can find a lot of information related to fintech on Google and on RBI website also. Right, so that is about how to cover the finance portion of your syllabus. Some can be covered with the help of books, but some unfortunately will not be covered through books. You have to Google it, but it's manageable in case you are doing self-preparation. Right, now the next question which I get from students after I tell them these books, in case they are doing self-preparation, would this be sufficient? Guys, you are preparing for a competitive exam. Now it's very hard to say this is sufficient, this is not sufficient. I myself, being a mentor for RBI Grade B for the past 6 years, we are constantly upgrading our course each year, right? From different books, from different sources, from different journals, from different magazines. So that is a continuous process. It's very hard to say that this is sufficient. But I think if you are a street smart kind of person who are preparing for this exam, right, and you are committed to it, at least go through these chapters. You will have a basic knowledge, and then you can add on to that from various other sources that you will get to know once you cover this. And during this process, you will find a lot of websites, you will find a lot of other material which is useful. You can read it later. So that's a process. You need to go through that, and during that process, you will learn that how to get these resources more polished. That's it, guys. Thank you from my side. Have a nice day. I hope this video was useful and you will be able to have a more directed preparation now with the help of these books. Bye-bye.